Oliver, and this is my YouTube video for CS50 to walk you through my code and then my whole website. So first of all, when you look at my homepage, you see that over here I have a title. I have this whole line of code is to change the relative size of everything according to if you are looking at it on either computer or just depending on the screen. Then here, this link is for my styling.css file, and then this one is for my bootstrap. That's all for the head. In here, I made a whole navigation bar. So all of the navigation bar except here the image is made with bootstrap. And so I made another list with a class for bootstrap, and then I just made each of those buttons have its own listing, and then here is my image, and all of those buttons has its own link that goes to each one of those pages. All of those: home, about, pricing, how does it work, and FAQ. Then just for the body, I have a h1 with class called main text and the text home PC version, which will show only if there is a screen that's larger than 600 pixels. And then I have another h1 tag with class phone, and that's the same thing but for phone, which means that if the page is shorter than 600 pixels, then it will show this heading instead of the home PC version. Then I have here an h3 tag with subheading and a paragraph that says here would be some news about my homepage. So let's take a look. Here I have my h1 tag for PC version. Here I have my subheading, and here it says that's the paragraph. That's the paragraph about my homepage. And now you can see that when I made the screen smaller, it says phone version, and when I make it bigger, it says home PC version. So that's it for my homepage. Now let's go to my about page. In my about page, that's the heading and the navigation bar is exactly the same, and my body is the same but with just other writings in. Then in my pricing website, the heading is the same and navigation bar is always the same. But here in my body tag, I have an h1 and two h1 tags for either phone version or PC version, and I have a subheading called subscription, and then I have a table that there's a table header, and it's a table about the subscriptions with how much it would cost for each one of those levels and how much it would cost monthly and yearly. Then there is my how it works page, which is just an h1 tag with h3 tag, and my FAQ page, which is just h1 tag, h3 tag, and then there is an unordered list with first question and second question, and under each one of those questions is a paragraph that answers the question. Then over here, I have a styling.css file. And so in here, I have a text variable. I meant color variable, which is then used over here. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, it's right under it. So in here, this is the SCSS, the inheritance, which means that in here I define that heading text has a color variable, and it's this one which we defined over here, and then I extended it for here for main text and phone. Let's go. Then there's a margin variable which goes over here and here, and it extends it so that paragraphs and table and the subheading has a margin 50 pixels from left. Then there is my paragraph tag, which just says that to have a red color, and navigation, my navbar, inside my unordered list inside my navigation bar just says to text align to end. My ordered list, which I used here on my FAQ version of FAQ site, is set to have green questions, and each one of those is supposed to have a bold font. Here for my table header, and there is a border which is supposed to be 1 pixel around all of it, and then there is padding, which is the inside, and that's 5 pixels. For my h1 tag, I just have a margin of 30 pixels. For my picture, I just said that it's supposed to have a height of 40. And for my .faq class, I just have to have it in black color, which is why these paragraphs in here have black color. In here, I have my media query, which says that if the screen has max width of 600 pixels, then don't show the main text and class main text, and the class main text is this FAQ PC version, and the other media query is that if the minimal width isn't if the minimal width is that the minimal width is supposed to be 600 pixels, and if it's less, then don't show the phone class, which is this mobile version. And then I have here my readme.md, which I'm gonna include in the file when I'm gonna submit this project. Thank you for listening to me.